My name is Dr. Patricia Crane. I trained with Louise personally, and I'll tell you a little more about that after we get started. And there's Victoria Johnson, who is our teacher trainer in Canada. So welcome, Victoria. We're delighted to have her wonderful energy and just everything that she puts into the training. We also have Marlene Hodgson, who's been with us for a number of years as a Heal Your Life workshop leader and coach. She assists Victoria in most of the trainings, and so we're happy to have her energy and her wisdom here with us. And we also have Christy Dixon, who is a Heal Your Life workshop leader who trained with Victoria, and also our Chief Operating Officer for Heart Inspired Presentations. I often say that Christy keeps me sane. So thank you, Christy, and welcome everybody again to the program. I want to begin with doing a little reading from Louise's book, You Can Heal Your Life. And I'm showing you my newer one because my original one is held together with a rubber band because I have read it so many times. And it's interesting, this book, you can read it over and over and over again, and you still get new insights every single time. So you may have read Louise's book before, but read it again because you'll get more. So right now I'm going to ask you to just take a nice deep breath, close your eyes. If you're somewhere you can do it safely. And just take these words into your heart and your mind. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete. I approve of myself and life supports me. I see evidence of the law working all around me and in every area of my life. I reinforce that which I learn in joyous ways. My day begins with gratitude and joy. I look forward with enthusiasm to the adventures of the day, knowing that in my life, all is good. I love who I am and all that I do. I am the living, loving, joyous expression of life. All is well in my world. And so it is. You can just stretch and open your eyes and just notice how good it feels just to listen to Louise's words. She just has such comfort in everything that she writes and in all the meditations that she's done. And we've got many of those on our YouTube channel you can watch as well. So just a little more background on the workshop leader and coach training. And Victoria is offering that as a combination. So you truly have a complete new career possibility at the end of that training. And I also want to say that for the Heal Your Life trainings, Victoria does some Zoom meetings beforehand she's going to talk about. Then you have the 10 to 11 days that you go for the training. And then there's a lot of follow-up afterwards. So we don't just wave you out the door like a lot of programs do and say, have a nice life. We're really committed to not only helping you, offer this work in the world, but we're really committed to helping lives change and changing the world. So it's a wonderful, program with a great deal of detail in it, a great deal of support in it that will be wonderful for you. I trained with Louise back in the late 90s. Well, actually it was the early 90s. And it was a wonderful experience to be with her in person. I met her at a breakfast meeting, got on her mailing list, then went to the first intensive that she ever offered. And after the first two that I attended, she asked me to be on staff with her for the rest of the intensives. And those were always amazing experiences. Then some of you may remember when she was on the Oprah Winfrey Show the first time, and Oprah held up her book. It was a bestseller overnight. And so the Hay House phones were ringing off the hook. And Louise called me and a couple of others that had been working with her and said, how would you like to start teaching the 2-day Love Yourself, Heal Your Life workshop that's now a part of the training? What do you think we said? We said, of course, we would love to. We were so excited. And that evolved into people asking for a training program. So that started in 1995 with the workshop leader portion. And then the coach training was added in 2008 because so many people were starting to get asked to do individual work. And that has evolved over time as well. And really so many people are interested in being a life coach these days. So the whole program that Victoria is offering, gives you that option. Why do we do the workshop leader program as well with it? For two reasons. One is that Louise's signature workshop is the 2-day Love Yourself, Heal Your Life workshop, and also a 10-week study group that you get materials for. but it also gives you a deeper basis of work with Louise's philosophy. It really takes you deeply. And so that prepares you to actually be a more effective coach. Plus, you have workshops that you can offer to attract people to you, to have people get to know you at a low investment in time and money. So it's a wonderful package together. So that's the background, brief background on this. I could go on for a long time, but I want to introduce Victoria again and ask her to, speak more and share more about her experience with the work and how it's done, what it's done for her. And she's just, really had such enthusiasm and commitment to the work that we've authorized her as a teacher trainer in Canada. And so you'll find that when you go to the training, she has a wonderful training style that is just very easy and very deep and powerful at the same time. Christy has taken her training and I've been with her a number of times as well. And she's just an excellent trainer. So I know that you will value and gain a lot from doing this training. Okay, Victoria.
Well, first of all, thank you for those kind words. I really appreciate that. And my heart is deeply into this work. And so all I need to do is show up and be me and be surrounded by these like-minded people who are also there to unite the group and to lift us all up together. And we have a magical time every time, which is such a gift. And I feel so incredibly blessed to be part of that. So thank you all for that opportunity. And for those of you considering coming, thank you for being part of that circle of like-minded people. So Patricia asked me today to talk a little bit about the impact Louise has had on my life. And I thought, well, that's easy, right? Because it's everything. And I thought, well, she probably wants me to be a little more specific than that. And so what I thought about is what was it like before? And what was going on before I had this work in my life? Mm-hmm. And I will tell you that I was blessed enough to be introduced to this work at a young age, but prior to being introduced to it, I had gone down a few different paths and I have to admit was making my life more difficult than it needed to be. Of course, it wasn't my fault. It was everybody else's fault that was around me. I hope you know that's tongue in cheek. And then I found Louise's work and I found a place that felt like home. I found something that I could relate to, something that was simple, yet it took a lot of hard work to follow that path in terms of being true to myself and honoring not only myself, but other people and where they're at, and taking off my hat of trying to control everything and really learning to stop resisting. And life just got so much easier when I got into the flow and was able to just let life guide me. And I have to tell you that I couldn't have made up where this was going in my life. I couldn't have planned. I'm a planner. I couldn't have planned this. But when we trust the universe, when we trust life, as Louise teaches us over and over and over again, trust life, love yourself, trust life, love yourself, trust life. Everything works out for our highest good. And it really has in all areas of my life. And it's given me a deep peace and acceptance that just spreads out through every part of my life. And for that, I am eternally grateful.
Thank you. And it is so powerful. And that's what we hear over and over again. Louise's work has changed the lives of millions of people worldwide. And what happens not only with the training, but then once you are a workshop leader and coach, you can take people on that deeper journey and really help them beyond just reading the book and maybe doing some of the exercises, but on a much deeper journey. And so it's a very powerful process for life transformation. Thank you, Victoria. We'll come back to you too to talk more about the training itself. Marlene, I'm going to ask you to do some sharing now. And I know you were on a path of self-exploration and discovery for a very long time before you even discovered Louise's work. You found her work and transitioned out of the corporate world, which we do have a number of people who come to the training that are wanting to have a career with more meaning and more depth, and they come out of corporate and come to Heal Your Life, which you did in 2015 and 16 as the workshop leader and coach training then. So I would love to have you share a little more about your experience with Louise's work and the training itself.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Patricia. I like to be Victoria's sidekick. It's wonderful to work with her. And I have to say that I've always enjoyed group work, and I did that in the corporate world, yes, but within a different setting where even the people that I was working with, presidents, we wanted to have more authenticity, and it wasn't about work, it was about self-growth and communication with each other. But I started out really early in my life, recognizing that there was a real relationship between, what your thoughts could produce, the physicality of things. And I had an ulcer when I was 5 years old, and asked me what I worried about. I worried about everything. But I knew that when I worried, I got sick. And so I intuitively knew that there was this strong relationship between psychology and physiology. So I started working in headache research before I entered the corporate world, and worked with groups trying to heal, and found that there was such power in how groups could support each other, and the wisdom that each one brought to the whole was really important. So that I like too. So I guess when I started to really be introduced to Louise, and I have just loved working with that. As Victoria's just mentioned, it is transformative. It is totally transformative. And to see people from day 1 to day 10, and how the strength and wisdom and experience and their whole countenance changes in that 10-day period. Mm-hmm. It's a magnificent training, and I'm so grateful to be involved with it. It just blesses me each time I can help in any facet of the training. So I feel really, really blessed to be the sidekick.
Well, thank you. And I know the group and Victoria are very happy to have you there as well. I want to say, Christy, if you wanted to open up the chat, I'm having a little technical problem here because of my, the electricity being out last night and trying to get everything rebooted. So if you want to open up the chat, and if anyone has a question or anything they want to ask, there's also a hand at the bottom. You can ask a question of anything that you want to ask of us would be great. Okay. So I just want to say, to follow up on what Marlene said, and that is that the comment that we get the most often after the training, besides thanking us for all the materials that they get and everything else, but what people often say is, wow, I thought I knew Louise's work. I've been doing it for years, but this took me to a whole nother level. And so the training is not only the professional training for leading workshops, but it's very deep on the personal level as well. And people are sometimes just really very amazed at how much more they've let go of, how much more they've been able to understand about themselves and their backgrounds. And I think that's, another piece that's just so powerful. And Victoria, I know you wanted to share just some of the things that people have said about the last training that you did back in October, which was wonderful because Rick and I were there for a couple of days with you, and it was really very special. So go ahead and share those.
Oh, thank you. So this morning, I had this idea that I would share some testimonials with you. So I went back through the training that I just finished in May. Yes, May.
Oh, May, right.
And the previous October, as well as the previous October to that. And I went through them all, and I wrote down the ratings. And so the question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this training? And then I got a little cheeky and I did 10 plus plus. And I have to tell you that out of all of the reviews, there was 1 9, there was a few 10s, and then everything from there on was 10 plus plus all the way to 100. So I do appreciate the kind feedback from people, and I'm glad that they are getting the value. I mean, let's be truthful. It is an investment. It's an investment in your future, and it is my commitment to you to provide that value and to support you. So here are some of the testimonials. that people have shared with us. And I want to say, last year I revamped my form for the reviews at the end of the training, like the questionnaires, to give me feedback so that I can make improvements. And one of the questions is, do you feel prepared to leave here and go lead workshops and coach? And the answer to every single one was yes. So I want you to know I've got you covered. So here are some of them. I hope that I've chosen appropriate ones for you that will reassure you and help you making your decision. One says, I couldn't have asked for a better teacher. Victoria is compassionate and full of life. She is very knowledgeable and structured with her classes, workshops, and coaching. She gets you to dig deep and see yourself in a positive new light. I can't wait to apply my new knowledge to my business. She is uplifting and motivational. I feel like I can conquer the whole world. This person says, the thought of a 10-day intense session was daunting. Yes, it is daunting, isn't it, sometimes? It's a long time to be away from family, from work. I understand that. But Victoria guided us to gently go through each of the sessions during that time, and the time flew by while I soared in my growth. Victoria is an incredible trainer, this person says. Her ability to hold the container for the group and keep everyone on track is excellent. If you want to work on yourself and take this opportunity to become a coach and workshop teacher, this training is a must. And I'll just share one more. Victoria Johnson is one of the most amazing workshop teachers I've ever experienced. She is extremely well prepared and organized, yet she customizes the teachings to the participants. She is loving and intuitive and always has the needs of the participants at heart. And I have to say, that just means the world to me. I'm going to try not to get emotional here because it means so much to me, because it is all about you. Yes, we have a curriculum. We have everything that we need to cover. However, each group is a little bit different. And I want to make sure that I'm personalizing everything as we go along for that particular group, while we still are able to learn what we need to learn and provide that safe space for personal growth. So thank you, Patricia, for the opportunity to share those kind words with the people who are listening to the webinar.
Well, and if you were reading some from any of your other trainings, they would be very similar, I know. So, thank you for sharing. And we want people to know that they can come assured of a really good experience. And we do always say the perfect group is drawn together. So, we sometimes have people say, I've been wanting to come to this training for like 5 years or 8 years or how many ever years. And so, well, whenever you decide to come, it's the right time for you. And those of you who are on this webinar, or if you're listening to the recording, really listen to your heart, because now is a great time. We are coming out of, a couple of years of not being able to do the trainings in person. We're back in person, and people have asked us, could you do this online? And of course, we do some Zoom calls and some Zoom meetings, online to follow up and beforehand as well. But no, we can't really do the full training. That would be a betrayal, quite honestly, of Louise's work, because it is so in depth, for you to really get to the things that you need to release and what you need to also embrace in your life. And we just can't do that online. And again, the perfect group is drawn together. So people leave the training and they go, I have a whole new family.
Yes.
I have a whole new family. And we also call it the Heal Your Life Worldwide family, because people do become so close. So I want to go now to actually Christy and ask her to just share a bit about the training and her experience with Louise's work. And then Victoria will come back to you to talk more about the training itself. Okay.
Hi. So I was lucky enough to get to experience this training with Victoria a few years ago. And I had been to many trainings as administrative help, and I would step in where I was needed. But this was the first time I got to go and completely immerse myself in the training, where I was not doing any administrative work while I was there. And it was such an incredibly special moment to get to really experience the love and the healing and the process of what this training gives to you. And Victoria is a truly fantastic teacher trainer. She leads with her heart, and she is so open and so there for you. And at the same time, she's so incredibly professional that everything runs very smoothly and you feel safe the whole time you're there, because you know that you have the room to grow. You have the space to go through the emotions that you have. And then you've also got the space to create a new career for yourself. You're getting both of these wonderful things. And I have to tell you that, you know, it is very, very possible to walk out of that training and the next day start your new career.
Mhm.
It really is. You are equipped to lead workshops, to be a coach, to go out and start healing the world the day you leave. And I do spend most of my time in the day-to-day operations of our company, but I have coached and I have led workshops, and really it's all there. And you are supported and you are loved so that you can go out and do that. And it's a truly special time, and it's a truly incredible investment in both your well-being and your future career choices. Is tremendous.
Yeah. If you're really, your heart wants a career with meaning and purpose, this is it. This is really it. And I see we've got some chats open. And if anybody would like to respond to those, again, we had an electrical storm last night and my computer went out, and it seems to have rebooted a little bit strangely this morning. So I'm not able to pull up the chat, but if you can see it and want to answer any of those, I did see something from Catherine pop up, who said she could hardly wait to take the training. So wonderful. We're excited that you're going to be taking it. Okay, Victoria, I'm going to just go to you. And if you want to either answer anything that's on the chat or talk about the training itself, please do.
Sure, I'll do that. So I made some notes this time so that I can get a little bit more detailed for you without giving us too much structure that we're not able to bend a little bit at the training. But I want to tell you the first thing that we do is we meet at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So in this particular case for the October training, that'll be 4 o'clock in the afternoon on October 16th. And we do our opening circle. And if that sounds warm and inviting to you, it's because it is warm and inviting. We do this beautiful opening circle. We have dinner together afterwards. We really get to bond and know each other. I'm going to back up a little bit and say, prior to the training, prior to the in-person training, I do online Zoom training with the whole group. So here's the great thing. You walk through the door to a group of friends. There's no strangers in that room. And it's so fun to watch, because I used to do it the other way where everyone was brand new meeting each other at the opening circle. But this way, they've all seen each other. They've been interacting for a few months. As soon as you walk through the door, it's like, hi, Marlene, hi, Christy. And everyone knows everyone. So we start from there. Imagining starting from there. We're starting with a group that is already bonded, loves each other, and trusts each other. Amazing. So then we move into the next 2 days. We go through a Heal Your Life workshop, the 2-day workshop that was outlined by Louise and Patricia carried forward. And we ask you to put on your participant's hat for that. So you're not there as a person who is training to be a workshop teacher and coach. You are there as a participant of a 2-day Heal Your Life workshop. And I have to tell you, this is the most amazing time of personal growth. And because we are all there for the same reason, it really allows people to go deep in their healing. They know it is a safe space. They know they're going to be supported by these people for the next 8 days as well in person. And so that is an amazing opportunity. We do lots of different exercises, some of which are in the book, You Can Heal Your Life, some of which are not. And some of them, just to give you some ideas, as we go through some mind-body work, some inner child work, transforming negative messages. We talk about different family dynamics and releasing old emotions, And let me just clarify, we don't just talk about it, we do it, and it's amazing. We spend some time in nature. We work on creating a new story for ourselves and a new future. The next day, we move into reviewing the manuals. And let me just show you. You'll get 2 of these. This is what, so leave room in your suitcase. This is what the manuals look like. Everything is in there as a script for you. I don't think you can see, but it's word for word. It is the time that it should take on a typical workshop, that type of thing. Of course, you're going to make it your own and not read it word for word, but I want you to know the material is there for you from start to finish. So we go through all of that. We talk about how you can do up to 14 different workshops with that workshop teacher manual. And we also talk about different ways to present things, for example, online. So we spend some time working with something that's called the Learning Portal, which is a tool for you as a Heal Your Life workshop teacher to use with your clients, to use with your coaching clients. We do a demonstration of that, as well as I take you through that prior to the training. We form some small groups. Usually we work either in a small group or in teams of 2 or 3, and we work on doing presentations and practicing our skills. We do releasing exercises so we can go to yet another level, and we take advantage of being in Banff for those releasing exercises and the healing power of nature. I can't tell you how many times I've been told, I'm so glad this training is in Banff. Thank goodness this training is in Banff. I can't imagine it being anywhere else. We are surrounded by, we're surrounded by water, we're surrounded by mountains, beautiful clean air in a quaint little town where everything is there to help support your healing and your learning. We also shift into the coaching. And so we cover everything right from the intake form to coaching contracts, to what is a coach, to what is the difference between a Heal Your Life coach as opposed to a typical type of coaching program. I provide you with written material that supports you as a coach in terms of ideas and ways and techniques and tools to take your coaching clients through whatever journey they need to go through with you, ways to keep you inspired and by seeing the change in them, and to really empower them to then go forward and continue to use these tools going forward. We incorporate excellent questions to help them dig deeper. We incorporate a little bit of CBT to help them recognize the connection between their thoughts, their beliefs, their feelings, their emotions, their behaviors, their consequences, and tie it all together, which is just the beauty of Louise's work. I mean, it's just a thought, and a thought can be changed. And it's just so such an inspiring time. And during that time, we're not book learning, we're practicing with each other. So sometimes you are the coach, sometimes you are the coachee. We use real life situations. We don't just have a scenario that we act out. And you'll find that as a coachee, when someone's practicing with you, you get huge benefit in your real life from practicing that. And you'll find as a coach, when you're practicing that, your confidence is growing. So I just want to say, when you are being coached by someone who is practicing and it is changing your life, and they are there on the same path as you, imagine applying those skills to someone who is not there for the coach training. It's just, you will have a huge impact on people's lives and make a difference, which I know is part of the passion of what it is we do. And for me, it is a big criteria of the people who apply to take this training is I want to know that you have a passion for making a difference in your own life, in the lives of others, and to what your vision is of the future. We also cover marketing, and I cover it briefly at the training. I do 3 2-hour sessions post-training by Zoom with you. I ask you specifically, what do you want to know more about? Just the other day, I recorded a 40-minute voice clip just on social media and sent to the group. Like, I adapt to your needs, to what it is that you want to know more about. And I'm not going to say to you that you're going to leave the coach training and you are going to have all of the marketing knowledge in the world, because that wouldn't be true, right? We learn as we go. We apply things to our business as our business grows, as we have more clients. And, you know, one of the ways I think of it is, when we have a baby, we learn how to take care of that baby. We don't learn how to take care of an 18-year-old. We get to grow with the child, and the same thing, you'll get to grow with your business and implement new strategies in this ever-changing world. The last day, it's a bit of a longer day. We have a break in the afternoon though, and we go through and we finish up any thing that is on the board. I have a whiteboard there that you can write on things that you want to cover that maybe we haven't talked about. We have a break in the afternoon. We come together for our beautiful closing circle and have that most incredible time of healing and closure at that as well. And then we have our graduation and our certificates. And it's always a real high energy, beautiful time of celebrating your accomplishments. And from there, it's not goodbye. It is simply till we meet again, which is on these follow-up Zoom calls. And we have 3 structured calls on Zoom right after the training. And my motto is this: I will keep showing up monthly as long as you keep showing up. So whether that's 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, it doesn't matter to me. If you show up, I will be scheduling those monthly calls with you. So you have that assurance from me, as well as we have a larger group within people who have been trained in Canada or our Canadian teachers and coaches, as well as the whole worldwide community that Patricia and Christy nurture so beautifully through email correspondence, through the Facebook group, and different opportunities to connect and to share. So I think that I've covered a lot of things there, but by all means, please put those questions into the to the chat, and I'm going to answer those. I'm just saying, do we get a digital version after the training? If you are speaking about the manuals, yes, absolutely. I give you the manuals. I'm 56 years old, so there has to be a printed component to what I do. That's just who I am. So I give you the paper manuals. Again, there's 2 of them. This is the coach one, if you can see it there. And then you'll also get the workshop teacher. Plus, once we have moved through the program, you get everything digitally, plus all of the handouts, anything that we've covered at the training, anything that I think is important. And then I continue, we form a WhatsApp group, and I continue to send things that I think are relevant. Just a couple of days ago, I sent out another book. One thing that I want to share with you that's just so exciting is that WhatsApp group keeps us all connected as well. We have a workshop teacher who finished in May, and she's doing her very first workshop today. And you should see my phone lighting up with that group supporting her. Like, it just gives me goosebumps. Like, we're all there for you. We're not going anywhere. And we are, as Patricia said, a Heal Your Life family. And I can't wait to welcome you to it.
Thank you. I just want to comment also on something that you said that's so important, that when the practice coaching is happening, and it's happening, as a really serious thing when you're practicing at the training, and amazing breakthroughs come through. And it happens at every single coach training. So it's really true. If you can help someone who's already pretty knowledgeable in Louise's work, just think how much you can help someone who's newer to it and really struggling with some of the issues that are in their lives. And we see that all the time. So I think that's really an important point to make. And I just want to talk more about the follow-up as well, because Victoria, I know you do a great amount of follow-up. Christy, as the admin, is there for people, and I know answers. I don't even want to know how many emails she answers every day, because there are a lot, I know. But the follow-up that we do afterwards, there's a getting started series for workshop leaders. There's a getting started series for the coaching that comes in your email box. Not only are there the Zoom calls and the individual Facebook groups and a WhatsApp group that, Victoria is talking about, but we have a Heal Your Life Worldwide private group. and you can go on there and ask any questions from more experienced people that are on there. But there's also one really big perk, and it's related to the licensing part of the program, which I will talk about as well. And that is that you get access to healyyourlifeworkshops.com. So you get to put your bio up, your photo up, your workshops that are coming up, tell people more about you and how to contact you. So especially for those of you who may be coming to the training who don't already have a website, you've got a website. And so there's just a lot that comes along with the program afterwards. And some of it is connecting to the licensing program. So I want to go ahead and talk about that and let you know more about it. There'll be in an email, I'm sure, and Victoria will talk about it as well. But when Louise first approved the teacher training, it was with a hug and a handshake. And, you know, this was wonderful, but business was a lot different back then. And so things were progressing online, especially in the social media, et cetera. And Louise and Hay House published the You Can Heal Your Life, the movie. If you have not seen that movie, that is really a great one to watch and even to use for a movie night, which I'm going to have Victoria talk about that after I'm done with the licensing program. And so Hay House decided to trademark You Can Heal Your Life and Heal Your Life. And the trademark lawyer called Rick and I, my husband and life partner that, you know, does the trainings when we were doing the trainings live ourselves, and said, you know, Hay House is starting a licensing program. We know that you're teaching. If you want to be able to use the ongoing words, heal your life and you can heal your life, would you like to be in the licensing program? Well, what do you think we said? Of course. I mean, this sounds like a great opportunity. And it truly has been. It's a great connection with Hay House. We have the original master contract, and then we're able to have all of the teachers and the teachers also be under that same one, you know, as adjuncts to it. It's $99 a year, which is a very reasonable amount. It includes the copyrighted materials, using them as much as you want. It includes using the trademarks that we've trademarked worldwide, which you get copies of at the training. And it includes all these other perks, the website, the follow-up, everything else that comes along with it. So it's really been very successful. And the licensing, you get, you know, really another level of professionalism in the program. So you get a certificate, but you also get a license that you can print out and have available. So that's another piece of the program that is really, you know, a powerful part of it. And then I'll go back to Victoria, as I said, to talk a little bit more about that and what goes along with it. Okay.
All right, Patricia, can you tell me again specifically what you wanted me to talk about? Sorry, I in that circle there.
I know my internet's going in and out just a little bit. And so sometimes I'm, you know, like just, what was I going to ask you to do? Anything about just the follow-up that you do and how that's connected with the licensing.
Sure, absolutely. So the follow-up that I do is not only at the training, and then, like I said, those post calls as well. I provide support for you throughout the year. So, you know, that one-time investment, that is all you pay. And so part of being a licensed Heal Your Life teacher gives you that access to reach out to me, you know, anytime throughout that year, to be able to reach out to Christy as well for support. And I know that Marlene offers her support to anyone as well. The licensing really does help to set us apart, the licensing and the insurance, in terms of we are an exclusive group of people who are educated and authorized to be carrying Louise's work forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is very important. And the other thing that we haven't touched on is the cost, and that there's a discount date coming up, which I think people will be very interested in, the discount date.
Absolutely. I should have probably covered that a little earlier than when I was going through the materials, but I forgot all about that. I was just so excited talking to you about the materials and what we cover. So I was able to offer this October training at a $500 discount of what it usually is. So you're going to get a discount on a discount here, which is really great. So the price is $6,997 Canadian dollars. So that's 6,997 Canadian dollars until July 15th. then I'm offering an additional $400 off, which would bring it to $6,597 Canadian dollars. And I'm really excited about that because that is really $900 off, because I'm offering it $500 less expensive than it was previously. And how I calculate the cost of the training, because sometimes people ask me questions like, can I stay at my friend's house? Or what if I don't eat the food? These types of things. I want to keep that whole group together in terms of the energy together. And it's not just me, it's every trainer around the world that is authorized to do this training. We keep that group together. And the reason is we don't want you thinking about the laundry or driving little Johnny to soccer. We want you focused on you and your own personal growth and your own learning. And so at the training, your accommodations are included. Most of your meals are included. And then of course, all of the training. And I adjust the cost as to what I am able to negotiate with the hotel. And then I pass those savings on to you. This isn't a situation where the pricing is set up as what will the market bear. The pricing for this is set up for it to be fair to you and fair to me and fair to the hotel and the staff that are providing the service to us. And you will find, if you just do a little bit of research, you're going to find that it is an incredible value. Generally, this program will be offered at this price or much, much higher, and not include the follow-up, not include the hotel, and not include the food. So you're getting a great deal here. Like I said, regular price, $6,997 Canadian dollars, includes your hotel, food, training, and follow-up. The discounted price until July 15th, if you register before July 15th, it is $6,597. So how do you register? You go to my website, which is thetraining.ca. You can see it on your screen, thetraining.ca. There's a tab there that says register, and you can register that way through PayPal. So you'll register with a deposit of $1,295 Canadian. Then the remainder of the tuition that comes off the balance, of course, the remainder of the tuition can be made in monthly payments. And as long as we've got that cleared up by a reasonable date prior to the training, we are good. I am flexible on those dates. You and I just need to communicate how that payment structure is going to show up for you. And I provide you, of course, with the appropriate receipts and so on. And to just let you know, when it comes to the registration process, there is another way that you can register. If you prefer to use e-transfer, you can go ahead and e-transfer me at healyourlifecoach@gmail.com. And then another way is through just giving me a call. I have a point of sale machine, and I can just process your credit card that way. And we can take care of getting you registered prior to that July 15th deadline. So once I have your registration, then what I do is I send you a welcome letter, which provides lots of details as to what airport to fly into, what type of transportation to use to get to Banff from Jasper. It tells you more about the hotel, the climate, what to bring, what to expect. It talks about what we would like for you to read prior to the training. And then you'll also get a registration form. It's an easy Google form. You just fill it out. You don't have to print it or anything. It comes right back to me. And I send you a PDF copy of Dr. Patricia Crane's book. It is called Ordering from the Cosmic Kitchen. People love this book, and you're going to love it too. And you'll have an opportunity to use the material in that book, Ordering from the Cosmic Kitchen, as another course that you can offer to your people. So that's super exciting as well. And I'm just really looking forward to corresponding with you. You can phone me, you can text me. My phone number is 780-228-1238. So that's country code 1, 780-228-1238. And I mentioned the country code because it is an internationally certified training. So we do welcome people from all around the world. And oh, it's so fun having an international flair at the training as well. So we enjoy that. And just to know that you can email me, you can phone, you can go to the website, you can use the contact form there. Whatever is best for you. just go ahead and reach out if you have any further questions. Otherwise, just head over to the training, click on that register tab, and let's get started.
Actually, thank you, Victoria. And yes, we actually have Heal Your Life Workshops leaders that have been trained in 73 countries.
Wow.
Now, the two most recent ones were Sri Lanka and Vietnam.
Oh.
So it's a testament to how internationally acceptable Louise's work is, you know, and how universal it is, because everybody, regardless of ethnicity, culture, country, whatever, everybody has the same issue, as Louise has said, and that's learning to love yourself. And that's our foundation. So, you know, it's just amazing. Her book's been translated into 35 languages, I think, and sold over 50 million copies. But, you know, it's spread now to 73 countries, which is really pretty amazing. And something else I wanted to mention as well, because of the last couple of years when we've all been going through this challenge with COVID, and you know, even though we didn't have the trainings then and we're doing them in person now, what we did do, and Christy, you were a big part of this, certainly, is we adapted a lot of the shorter workshops to be, including the 10-week study group, which is part of your materials. We adapted all of those to be online as well as in person. And so now as a workshop leader, you know, you have the option of doing more things online and having the materials to do that, and the social media graphics and all of that. Christy does amazing PowerPoint presentations. She trained herself in those and they're absolutely beautiful. So then you can do it either way. And again, one of the really important things to consider is that as a life coach, people need to get to know you at a low cost in time and investment in terms of money. And when you have workshops to do, when you have maybe even free talks to do on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, you know, online media you choose, they start to feel like they can trust you and that you know something that they need to know. And so that's been a wonderful way for people to, you know, get to know you. A lot of the coach programs that are out there, and, you know, we know that there are effective ones in many different areas. But if you don't have something except your coaching to offer, it's harder to get your workshops, or it's harder to get your career going. Because again, people are wanting to know, can I trust this person? Is it going to be valuable? Do they know something I don't know? And the workshops, whether they're short ones or the study group or however you choose to do it, there's a lot of flexibility in how you choose to take this forward. Then they can get to know you. And quite honestly, that's how I built my business to full time before the trainings. Is I was doing coaching, and I also was doing workshops, and I was doing mini workshops, quite a few of those. And so people came to the workshops, they signed up for coaching, they came to the coaching if they hadn't done a workshop, and then they would come into a workshop. So it was a really nice synergy between the two different aspects of, you know, modalities that you can offer. And I think that's really important to realize when you're considering this program, is everything that you're getting. Marlene, did you raise your hand?
I did raise my hand.
Please share.
You know, I guess I just want to say that Louise's message is very simple, learning to love yourself, but the process of getting there is quite different for everyone. And I think that this program, the whole Heal Your Life program, offers just a wonderful template and a format to do that in a growth arena, if you will, that supports you. And I can't say enough about how Victoria has made a commitment to each and every one of the people that she teaches, to follow through with them and to get them on their way and to be available whenever, excuse me, whenever need be. So I can't give enough accolades to Victoria. She is a wonderful coach and wonderful teacher.
Okay, we're getting close to our finishing up time. So Christy, I want to go to you, and just anything else you would like to add for the group would be wonderful.
So I just wanted to circle back around to the licensing really quick. I just wanted to get an opportunity to really point out what it is, what it entails, and how it really benefits our teachers and our coaches worldwide. So the licensing, you do pay for it while you're at the training, as you're going through the training. It is a $99 yearly annual fee. And that is really reasonably priced for everything that you get that falls underneath that licensing agreement. And for Canada and the US, there is a $150 umbrella insurance fee that goes with that. And that covers you for that covers your venue, and it covers you for any issues that you could come across, although we don't really have anyone use it. It doesn't, but Hay House does require that we do have this umbrella insurance for all of our teachers in the US and Canada. And it's just important to know, for what is a very reasonable price, you are completely covered, and that you are covered to use all of the materials we give you. And so that you have value for what you're getting, it's so important to us that you have value for what you're getting. When you license at the training, you will get another 3-hour workshop, money and consciousness. And then every year that you renew your license, you get another 3-hour workshop, so that your business always has the ability to grow.
Can I piggyback on that?
Sure.
So I love what you said, Christy, about, how every year there's new things added with that license and insurance fee. So really it's a done deal, right? They really provide the value for that license and insurance, which, by the way, they don't need to do, but Patricia and Christy make sure that they do it for us, so that we can continue to be excited and enthused. And you know how when you have something new and fresh to use every year, it's really fun. I just wanted to add on to what Christy said by saying, imagine yourself saying, I am a certified, licensed, and insured Heal Your Life coach. That's pretty credible, isn't it? That takes the doubt out of people's minds. You're not saying, yes, I'm a life coach. I took a 1-hour class on Udemy. You're saying, I have invested in myself. I have spent the time. I have done the in-person practice. I am a certified, licensed, and insured Heal Your Life coach, a certified, licensed, and insured workshop teacher.
Thanks for bringing that together. And Christy, and you're right about the value and the extra courses that we provide every single year, because we want you to continually have fresh material. One of the things that people will ask you after you do your first workshop is, well, what else have you got? What else will you be able to offer me? And so we want to make sure that you have plenty of materials, even though the manuals that you get, as Victoria was showing you, you can lead up to 14 different workshops. So whatever fits your lifestyle, if you're still working full-time Monday through Friday, and transitioning into this work, you may not want to lead a whole weekend workshop. So you can lead 3-hour workshops, or a 1-day workshop, or, a series of 3-hour workshops over 4 weeks, or anything. Again, there's a lot of flexibility in how you use the materials, and how you want to structure the work afterwards. And that's something that we continually help you with, and Victoria would be helping you with as well. So, we want to welcome you to this incredible journey. We know that you'll have a fabulous time at the training, well, before the training, even with the Zoom calls during the training and afterwards. And we would be delighted to welcome you into the Heal Your Life family. So we need to close for our hour, but Victoria, if there's anything else you'd like to say to the people on the call or watching the recording afterwards, please do.
I just want to say welcome. Invest in yourself, take the time for yourself. You don't have to know where it's going, because that's probably going to change anyways. And welcome.
Great. Thank you. And, we also call everybody that comes to the training, you're a teacher of love. The foundation of Louise's work is loving yourself. And when you love yourself, it's a whole lot easier to love and accept other people. So not only are you Heal Your Life teachers and coaches, but you're also teachers and coaches of love. So thank you for joining us. We love you. Namaste. And please do, go to Victoria's website to read more about the training if you haven't signed up yet. And we encourage you to sign up before July 15th, so you get that wonderful discount. Thanks, Christy and Marlene as well, Victoria, for joining with us.